welcome to the shortlist. Wait, what is this? Where is cool not cool? Unsub. Oh, come on, give it a chance. Conrad never let us down before, which is a new show on Mondays that talks about the top 5 hits and the top 5 shits from the weekend. The shits? Here you go. Sorry, that didn't come out right. I meant like the top 5 misses sandwiched with the top 5 hits to make the show like a sandwich. Yum. And we're gonna start with number 5 on the hit list, me. Because I nailed my predictions from Friday. Philippe Coutinho scored the game winner just like I said he would for Liverpool against Everton. Schalke should have beat Dortmund, but the referee swallowed his whistle on 2 obvious penalty calls for the boys in blue, and they could only muster a 1-1 draw against the black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. And Juventus and Napoli drew just like I said they would. He's such a genius. What about the other games you talked about? And now number 5 on the shit list. It's me. Because I missed the Benfica Porto game. It ended 1-1. It probably would have been a lot worse if Iker Casillas was not in goal. He made save after save to keep Porto in it. Or Feyenoord not being the better team against Ajax because Ajax was up for it 2-1, which now closes the gap to 3 points in Holland. And Sporting Kansas City and Toronto FC drawing 0-0 because who predicts a 0-0 draw that is just so lame? And then Simon almost nailed his Arsenal Manchester City prediction, but then Mustafi's header totally ruined it. So you are on this list with me, Simon. I knew you were hiding something to make yourself look better. You always do that. Why, Neil? Why? I thought you were perfect. And number 4 on the hit list is Edin Dzeko. The Roma striker scored both goals in his club's big 2-0 win over Empoli, which helped the currently in second place club gain ground on league leaders Juve and help create a gap over third place Napoli after both of those clubs drew 1-1, which is what I talked about a little bit earlier. Now back to Edin Dzeko. With his goal tally now at 33 goals in all competitions, he has set the club record for most goals in a single season. And if you can best any record set by Francesco Totti, you're doing something right. And number 4 on the shit list is Leicester City. As much as I respect what the club has done since Claudio Ranieri got sacked by getting past Sevilla in the Champions League and by winning their 4th straight game in the league, which almost frees them from the fear of relegation, it still feels dirty and shady AF. Because it's so obvious that they collectively quit on their previous manager. And number 3 on the hit list is Werder Bremen, and specifically Thomas Delaney. The 25-year-old Danish international scored a hat-trick in Bremen's 5-2 win on the road over Freiburg, which helped them continue their escape from the relegation zone, which is where they were comfortably sitting with no hope in sight until they started this unbeaten run 6 weeks ago, which now sees them in 12th, tied on points with Bayer Leverkusen. Yes, the same Bayer Leverkusen that was just in the Champions League. So that's gotta mean something, right? Robert Lewandowski has a hat trick. Thomas Muller has 2 goals. Thiago Alcantara was a god in their 6-0 win. Why did you ever show Bayern some love? Mia San Mia. It's because they played Augsburg. And number 3 on the shit list is Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford, Jesse Lingard, and Henrik Mkhitaryan. Your highly critical manager, Jose Mourinho, gave you the keys to the Manchester United attack this weekend because you're still without Zlatan, but you were at home against West Brom. It's easy 3 points, slam dunk, and you could only get 3 shots on goal, 2 of which were from outside the box in your 0-0 draw, which now has your manager claiming that the top 4 is out of reach. It's not possible, so that you're only gonna focus on the Europa League this season, and apparently next season too. Ooh, got him! And number 2 on the hit list is Celtic. Led by hat-trick hero Scott Sinclair, the one and only mighty Celtic went on the road and beat Hearts 5-0, which clinched the Hoops the Scottish Premiership title with 8 games left to go, which is not only incredibly impressive for a number of other reasons, but also because it gave their manager Brendan Rodgers even more confidence, and I'm not sure if he has any more room for confidence in his life because he thinks very highly of himself, to claim that if Celtic played in England, they would be in the top 6 of the Premier League. And number 2 on the shit list is Eldense. This 3rd division club in Spain, who just lost to Barcelona's B team 12-0 over the weekend, are not only going to shut down for the whole season, just completely shut it down, even though there are 6 games left to go in the season after this loss sealed their relegation, but there are now reports that match fixing was involved, so they should be on this list twice. And number 1 on the hit and shit list is Crystal Palace and Chelsea. After coming from behind to beat league leaders Chelsea 2-1 at Stamford Bridge, Palace have now won 4 straight games in the league and look to be heading to safety under the steady guidance of master escape artist Big Sam Allardyce. While Chelsea have now given an outside chance to Tottenham, there's only a 7-point gap between them, and a hat tip to Spurs for continuing to get positive results with the hopes that Chelsea slip up. And if Diego Costa and his teammates somehow fail to forget how to finish the ball in the back of the net like they just did in this past game, then it could be an interesting end to the season. One game where they can't score, and all of a sudden the world is going to end, and they're number one on some shit list or whatever. Is this a joke? Jimmy is the GOAT. All right, that's it. That is all I got. I'll see you tomorrow for career mode. Later.